All right, folks, here we go. We're going to look at surface area and volume of cylinder, sphere, and cone. And really, honestly, all we're doing today is we're just picking up the information, we're plugging it into the formulas. We might have to use Pythagoras a little bit, but that's it. Okay, nice straightforward lesson today. So here I have a cone, and I just screenshotted the relevant part of our formula sheet right here. And for this example, I want to find the surface area and the volume, and I'm going to give you the radius. So the radius, when we're talking about that, is the radius of the base circle. So that's going to be my radius, okay? And I'm going to give you the height of the triangle, cone, whatever it's called. So that's where you drop the vertex and it's perpendicular to the base, okay? So that's my height. Now, when I'm looking at surface area, notice I was using this little s. So who is that little s? Well, that little s is over here, and that's called the slant height. Okay, so it's this outside piece. And notice how those three variables all work together to give us Pythagorean theorem. So we have another right angle triangle in here. Boy, we do a lot of right angle triangles. That's pretty exciting. So let's solve the triangle. I don't know. Radius, let's call our radius 10 centimeters. Sure. And I'm going to give you the height of, I don't know, 15 centimeters. Okay, let's do it. So area total, we know is going to be the area of my base plus the area of what's called the lateral surface. So that's like the cone. That's the actual paper when you make a party hat, say. Okay, so lateral surface. Think the paper of a birthday party hat. Okay, it's that whole outside, not the base part, but the whole outside. Okay, let's solve. What do we know? Formula sheet tells me I need pi r squared plus pi rs. So what do I know? Well, pi we know is just 3.14, 3.14, right? That's pi. Radius, I just told you, is 10. Good. Plus pi times radius, we said was 10, times s. Nope, didn't give you the value for s. So we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So in this case, c is my hypotenuse, which is my slant height, equals one of my sides, which is 15 squared, plus my other side, which is 10 squared. So let's see, 15 squared plus 10 squared equals 325. So s squared equals 325. Square root both sides. Second function, square root 18. So we'll round that to 18. So my slant height is going to be 18. Okay. So let's see, 3.14 times 100, it gives me 314. Plus 3.14 times 10 times 18, 565.2. Add those all up, and we get a total of 879.2. 879.2 centimeters squared. Squared belongs with area. Squared area. Okay, good. Remember, also squared is an exponent. It's up top. Labels are subscripts. They're down below. All right, let's figure out volume now. So our volume, oops, E, is area of the base times the height divided by 3. Okay, so I can either do the divided by 3 underneath everything, or I can put it as a 1/3 out front, whatever, it's the same diff. So pi r squared h all over 3. Do I know all these answers? Yes, I do. Radius, I told you, was 10 squared. Height, I told you, was 15. All of that's divided by 3. So what do I get? Let's see. Pi times 100 times 15, all divided by 3. 1570. Let's run that to 1571. And because it's volume, it's cubed. because it's 3 dimensions. Squared for 2-dimensional area, cubed for 3-dimensional volume. Okay, let's try another one. All right, this time I want to give you the diameter across the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that the diameter is 18 inches. Okay, and this time I'm also going to give you the slant height, which is over here, and I'm going to call that, oh, I don't know, let's go 35 inches. Height, I'm going to drop it down. I don't know any numbers for it, but I'm going to drop it down, and it goes there. And my question, none of this involves diameter, but I do know that radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. So my radius is going to be 18 over 2, which is 9. So that's good to know. Okay. So let's do this. All right. Surface area. Area total is area of the base plus area of the lateral surface. So that gives me pi r squared plus pi rs. Do I know all these values? Yes, I do. Radius we just deduced was 9 plus pi times 9 times slant height, I'm telling you, is 35. So let's see. 9 squared times pi gives me 254 decimal, round that to 5, plus pi times 9 times 35 gives me 989.6. So add those all up to 1244. 0.1 inches squared. Okay. How about volume? Let's look for volume. So volume, we just did it with everything over 3. I mean, you can stick it as a 1/3 out front. Sure, why not? 1/3 pi r squared h. So do I know all these pieces of information? Well, let's see. We know pi, that's just a number. Radius, we know is 9 squared. Height, Height, no, I don't have that yet. Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So C is my slant height, that's my hypotenuse, equals h is what I need, plus base. So my base is going to be that 9 radius. So let's see, 35 squared is 1225. 225 equals h squared plus 81. Bring that 81 over to the other side, minus 81 minus 81. So that gives me 1144 is h squared. Opposite of squaring, square root. We only want the positive answer because it is a length. 33.8. I would round that to 33.8. What are we dealing with? Inches? Okay, now I can put that in here. 33.8. So let's see, I'm going to do pi times 9 squared times 33.8 all divided by 3. So I get an answer of 2867 inches cubed. And remember, it has to be cubed because it's a volume. Good. All right, time for the sphere. So the sphere is one of our nicest ones because I don't have a million versions and pieces to consider when I talk about surface area, and I don't really have a whole lot to worry about with volume either. The only variable I'm looking for in any of this is my radius. So even if I give you a diameter, so let's say I have a diameter of, I don't know, 22 millimeters. I haven't done millimeters yet. I know my radius is going to be my diameter over 2, right? Because it's half my diameter is 11. So my radius is 11. Okay. So my surface area is going to be 4 pi r squared, which gives me 4 times pi times 11 squared. So 4 times pi times 11 squared gives me 1520.5. 1520.5. And I said millimeters, so that's millimeters squared. Okay. Volume, doesn't matter which version we use. Let's do the everything over 3 version. 4 pi r cubed all divided by 3. Pop in your numbers. We just said our radius is 11 cubed, all divided by 3. Straightforward, 4 times pi times 11 cubed. That might be a little tricky for some of you. Divided by 3, depending on what your calculator looks like. So you should get an answer of 5575 point, round that to 3 millimeters cubed. So to do the cube in your calculator, you might have to type in 11. There might be a hat looking button, a chevron looking button to get the 3. You might have an x cubed button that you might push. I don't know what other versions you might see. Those might be it. Okay, if you don't know, just ask. But those might be the buttons that you see on your calculator that you need. Or 11 times 11 times 11, right? That's what 11 cubed means. All right, how about a cylinder? So a cylinder, again, nicely straightforward. We don't have a whole lot. We have a radius up here. So what's the number I haven't chosen yet? 3. So let's say that's 3. Oh, let's make it really big. 3 feet. And let's say I have a total height of, I don't know, 6 feet. So cylinders, remember, you can just roll up a piece of paper and hey, look, there's a cylinder. So the paper surface around the outside, that's my lateral surface. Okay. So I need 2 circles. So my area total is going to be 2 areas of the circles plus the area of the rectangle that gets wrapped around the outside. So that's my lateral surface right there. That's what they're referring to. I can use their simplified version of 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And I gave you all the pieces of information that you could need. There's my radius, there's my height, and away we go. 2 times pi times radius is a 3 squared plus 2 pi times 3 times h, which is 6. Calculator, calculator. What do we get? So you get a 56.5 for your first terms plus 2 times pi times 3 times 6 gives me 113. Add them up. You get 169.6. And since I said feet, that means my total area is feet squared. Okay, volume, oh, that's a nice straightforward one. Pi r squared h. So it's just the area of your circle times your h. Okay, it's just like our rectangular prisms, just like our triangular prisms. So it's the area of the circle times that height where it's been stretched out. So let's see, we've got a pi times my radius is a 3 squared times my height, which is 6. So let's see, pi times 3 squared times 6 gives me 169.6. Feet cubed. Okay, so just FYI, I know my numbers both look the same. It's only because I did a radius and the height was doubled. So that's just fluke. Please don't assume that that's the way it always is.